The City of Waterloo, in cooperation with its many active and inspiring entities, presents Heart for the City, a chance to hear and see what's going on in our city and to meet people who serve you, teach you, entertain you, help you, all neighbors and like you. Make this a city on the move. And now, here's our host, the Honorable Quentin Hart.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on Heart for the City. I'm Quentin Hart, proud mayor of Waterloo. When I contemplate the city of Waterloo, I see a community characterized by the sum of its parts, which are closely interconnected. These elements combined make up what we perceive as our community. And like all cities, Waterloo is a human settlement with extensive systems for housing, transportation, sanitation, utilities, land use, and communication. But it always has been my hope that holistically, our city creates and develops positive synergy. But even in today's bustling environment, there are some who are in need of understanding, compassion, and help. How our community helps those less fortunate to better share in our prosperity is a measure of our level of social justice and the love of our neighbors. And how does Waterloo measure up in this regard? Some answers after this. My passion as a leader in the city of Waterloo is and has been to encourage and foster an approach to urban design and living that considers social inclusion. This is more than just cities planning and design. Ultimately, equity is the lens through which we look at all of our decisions, whether it be education, income, or healthcare. Our next guest has established through many channels his compassion for such equity, and he is none other than the Executive Director of Tri-County Child and Family Development, Dr. John Berry. So welcome back, sir, to the show.
Welcome, Mr. Mayor.
Let me grab a handshake first. How are you today?
I'm well, sir.
You know, after I think it's 14 years of higher ed administration, how have you adapted to working with those about this height, well, some a little bit taller, but how do you adapt it to working with preschoolers?
Yeah, we take them from 2 weeks of age, early Head Start, to 4 to 5 years of age. It's in the eyes, Mr. Mayor. You have to look in their eyes, and that's what gets me up every morning. Right. You don't know whether or not you're looking at an astronaut, an engineer, right. The future mayor of Waterloo.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go. Just as long as they don't run against me. Just
I don't think you have anything to worry about that. But yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your background so that people know the depth and breadth of your experiences.
Well, I was born and raised in a small hamlet called Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York. Okay. And I'm here because of my personal CEO. Gwen, my wife, who was born and raised here, and applied for the position at Tri-County Head Start and was granted the opportunity. Now, the board, in their infinite wisdom, realized that my skill set was in corporations and foundations and bringing other folks together, and that I was not steeped in child development, but we have folks that are experts in that area.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, when you think about it, you're able to use that background to be able to plant those seeds at an even earlier age as well, which is outstanding. So I noticed it says, we always use the word Head Start, but the title is Tri-County Child and Family Development. What's the distinction?
There isn't. We are a standalone 501c3, and our primary and sole mandate and mission is to administer an early Head Start and Head Start program. Presently, the federal government covers 854 children in early Head Start as well as Head Start.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you said earlier ages were 2 to...
We take them up to 2 weeks of age.
Right. And knowing you and your level of expectations, you're not just a babysitter.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, Head Start never was just that, but we bring so many things to bear. I'm excited about the fact that we partnered with the University of Northern Iowa STEM program, so we will be teaching, I like to call them little kernels of corn. We will, effective in September, we have a STEM project with University of Northern Iowa. So we'll be teaching the children about various aspects of STEM, calculations and using soil, agronomy, and all of that good stuff as we move forward.
And so you deal with child development by getting them engaged in STEM programs, and what other ways do you develop the family, or some of the families that you actually work with could be even facing some barriers too. But what programs or things do you help the families, I should ask?
I'm glad you asked me that, and I can give a shout out to a credit union, which is DePaco, who bought into the vision. So one of the things that I came in with was to enhance our technology platform system with the children. And the DePaco Foundation graciously outfitted 3 of our classrooms with 4 state-of-the-art tablets. And the children have taken to those tablets like to ducks to a water. Right. You know, they're in the touchscreen technology, and DePaco was so excited about what the children learned and how they have adapted to the technology. They asked us to come back and with the second grant, they will outfit all of our center-based Head Start classrooms with state-of-the-art technology learning centers, iPads. On top of that, we have an initiative for financial literacy for these children's families, and it is our fervent desire to sign up parents for savings accounts with the credit union, as well as starting their child with financial literacy and starting an account with the children.
So from the digital divide to financial literacy, this is something that involves the child, but it also involves the guardians of the children as well, and helps to close that gap. Which is interesting. I remember when I was younger, we had that calculator. We got the first calculator. That was my iPad.
No, these children have that. And that also addresses trying to address the technology and the digital divide that may not be at home with middle class and upper middle class children, yes.
And do children have a head start when they enter the school system?
All indications are yes. They're anecdotal as well as statistical analysis that reflects that the children come to school, K through 12, with a head start, if you will. I've been told that they can clearly tell children that have been a part of Head Start. As a aside, my wife was a Head Starter, and she holds a master's degree and is an administrator at UNI. So the program has worked for well over 52 years, excuse me. It has been in existence, yes.
And how does a child become eligible, and what's the process?
Well, that is kind of interesting. It's the poverty index that the federal government has not looked at in 30 years or more, but they must meet a poverty index, and once they meet that poverty index, then they are admitted free of charge. And what we bring to bear, we talked about that, but what we bring to bear are dental services, nutrition, you name it, and we have that, and we bring that to bear as it relates to the children's well-being. We also monitor language acquisition, fine motor skills, nursing. We have nurses there for them. It is a full-blown operation as it relates to the health and welfare and the well-being of the child.
Can't wait to start seeing 2 and 3 years old speaking Spanish, though.
We are, you know, that's something that we're looking at. We're looking at partnering with University of Northern Iowa to teach French, Spanish, and German. As you well know, children 2, 3 years of age, they're like sponges, if you will, and it's time to look at dual language acquisition.
I know my daughter just came to me the other day and in about 5 different areas knew how to speak or say hello in
Absolutely.
those different areas. But real quickly, before we get off of here, how is the program funded? You can tell us really quickly.
Yeah, our nuclear power plants over the federal government, if you will, we receive 97% of our funding, which is an $8 million operation from the federal government. And then we have something from the state, which is referred to as RAP, which allows us to elongate the day in terms of duration so that mommies and daddies can work and also go to school, Hawkeye, or University of Northern Iowa, or obtain their GED.
And if someone wants to get in contact with you?
So that I can do this, well, they can call us at area code 319-235-0383. That's 319-235-0383.
All right, Dr. Berry, thanks for taking the time to introduce us to the meaningful work being accomplished under your leadership. And I want to personally thank you for your dedication, knowledge, and insight into the effort to strengthen the health of families and create a stepping stone to achieving positive opportunities for their lives. Family engagement, as we know, results in children who are healthy and ready for school. So thank you, Dr. Berry, for taking the time to introduce us to the work and the vision, the meaningful vision, and the dedicated organization. Founded in 1896, the Waterloo Public Library began service in 2 rented rooms, one on the east side and one on the west side of the Cedar River. In 1906, the library moved to its new Carnegie buildings and on both sides of the river. The current library building was constructed in 1938 and serves as Waterloo's post office and federal building. In 1977, Waterloo voters approved a $3.65 million bond issue to renovate the building for use as a library. And in 1979, the post office was relocated. What is the status of our own, or as we say in English, the library? So stay tuned. I believe you will be very impressed.
Discover your past, present, and future at the Grant Museum District. Explore and play at the Bluedorn Science Imaginarium. This interactive science center provides fun, hands-on exhibits and live science demonstrations. Visitors can explore more than 90 different exhibits and marvel at the aquariums and enclosures that are home to a variety of amphibians, fish, reptiles, snakes, and arachnids. Enjoy both permanent and temporary exhibits at the Grant Museum of History and Science. Take in a planetarium show and learn all about the history of the Cedar Valley. Marvel at the Victorian elegance of the Snowden House and the Rensselaer-Russell House Museum. Visit the Sullivan Brothers Iowa Veterans Museum and take in its traditional and interactive displays. Veteran stories are told throughout the museum's mini theaters, interactive maps, dog tag stations, and more. Visit gmdistrict.org for details, hours, and rates.
The Waterloo Public Library now houses a large collections of books, numerous magazines, and an ever-growing collections of videos, DVDs, books on CDs, audio CDs, along with downloadable audiobooks and ebooks. But that is just scratching the surface. And to tell us more about our incredible library is Amy Rousselow, Volunteer Services and Marketing Manager. Welcome back to our show.
Well, nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Amy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became involved with the library?
Well, 15 years ago, I was lucky enough to get hired as a 20-hour reference assistant at the library, and I've always been interested. My degree is in marketing and have worked my way up and now oversee the marketing department there.
All right, we're glad to have you. And I heard it said that the Waterloo Public Library is more than just books. What does that mean?
What does that mean? The Waterloo Public Library will always be about books, but really part of my job is changing our community's perception about what their library is and what their library can offer it. We've really changed, and we now are about education, collaboration, and fun. Right. You know, the people that just walked through our doors this week had the opportunity to take a class and learn about our e-books and e-lending. They could take a workshop in the Hive about the Cricut Maker. They could dance to a live band in the library's parking parking lot. And they can see Dan Wardell live and in person. And those are just the people that walk through the door. The other thing about the library is our virtual collection and database really means that your library is open to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And access to all of that just really enhances the services that the library brings.
And you think about 20, 25 years ago, how much things have changed, and hearing you talk about the changes that have been made to meet the demands of today's communities, and you have access to so much more. So that's a really excellent point. And you mentioned fun because it's also the summer. and I know I was looking through something with my son, and he saw something about coding, I believe. But tell us what activities are going on for the summer.
Summer just kicks things up to a whole new level at the Waterloo Public Library. Our door count and decibel level go way up, both of which we're really thrilled about. But to go back to the Coder Dojo camp that we're offering, we have partnered with the Cedar Valley Makers and are going to be offering July 16th through the 20th Coder Dojo camp. So really what we're going to do is we're going to teach 8 to 12-year-olds about coding that they can use in developing games, developing apps, developing websites. And it really is the communication of future generations, coding. It is a free camp, and it is going to be 5 days a week. And registration for that will begin on June 17th, and that can be done through our website.
And you also have an Overdrive, a kids e-reading program. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Or a reading room, I'm sorry. What we are trying to do in the summer is keep kids engaged in reading. It's really important. I think it helps maintain their skills that, for their long summer vacation. So Overdrive is our collection of electronic books and audiobooks, and there is a room dedicated completely to children's books. So you can go in and you can download a book from great collections or series like the Harry Potter or Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Dork Diaries. And we also have another program, and it's called Tumble Books. Tumble Books is, they are animated audio storybooks for younger children. And what is really neat is that as you see the animation going on, you also see the words on the screen, and the kids can follow along. And that really is just cementing that words and speaking and hearing and reading. So, that's for the young people, summer programs, but you also have audiobooks, ebooks, and movies too for everyone, right?
For adults,
Okay.
Absolutely. So Overdrive is that same. They offer the kids room, but they also offer an entire collection for adults and teen readers. So that's really important. I say I do all my reading in the car because I am always downloading audiobooks onto my phone, and that's how I read. Think about it's the long travel season. I mean, it's summer. We're going places. I always want to take a book.
Right.
I download a couple onto my phone or my iPad, and away we go. And the same thing can be done for your kids. You've got instant entertainment for them with our electronic collections.
And I know that the library could, but they don't make honey. But we have what is called the Hive.
We do have the Hive. The Hive is actually a makerspace, and it was opened in April of 2016. The thought behind a makerspace is that it is a place for open learning, for collaboration. We brought in different tools. We have sewing machines, sergers. We have Cricut die cut machines. We have VHS to DVD conversion, slide, negative, and photo conversion to digital, imaging. We offer workshops that teach you how to use it, but then we want you to come in and use this space, and it's for self-learning and self-exploration. So
I mean, that's really impressive. I mean, the library has various languages that you may be able to learn. The library has technology classes. The library has a genealogy room. But there's also volunteer opportunities for
There
people that
are.
want to be engaged. Can you talk to us about that?
Well, ongoing, right now we do have quite a few opportunities available because Summer Library Program is happening. But we also have a very dedicated group of volunteers that work in our Friends Used Bookshop, which is a retail setting for a 3-hour shift. Come in, you're engaging the customers, making the bookshop look nice, bringing in the new materials. That is an ongoing opportunity. We've also, the Friends of the Library have also they became a bookseller on Amazon.
Right.
So we're looking for volunteers to help with that effort as well. Traveling Tales offers the opportunity to go out to daycare centers and preschools and actively engage in storytelling with kids. And it's actually one of the most popular volunteer opportunities that we have.
And if someone wants to volunteer, what is the contact information, or who would they call?
Well, I handle volunteer services at the library, but on our website you can click on the I want to, look at the drop-down menu. The last item on there is volunteer. There will be just a Google form to sign or to fill out, and I receive all of that, and then I will be in contact with you about the opportunities.
And the Friends of Library, so I can't remember, was there a date for that coming up, or how do we find out?
Actually, we just had our June book sale was on June 2nd, so we just missed it. But don't fret, because we do them 3 times a year. So the next one will be in September, and I would be remiss if I just didn't acknowledge the contributions the Friends of the Library make for us. All of their fundraising activities go back. The money raised goes back to the library and helps us put on all of the programming that you're hearing about right now.
And are books always on sale too, or is it just particular times? I remember one time I came, great sale on books. I probably had bought 25, 30 books at one time.
And so that would have been up in the Friends bookshop. So that is open 6 days a week, various hours, and you can find out those hours on our website as well.
And for more information on opening, and if anyone has questions, website and contact info is?
Website is waterloopubliclibrary.org, and really our reference department is I need to give them a shout out well. They are a little hidden gem. I think you've actually been
to learn about the history of the city.
And you can call them with any type of question that you can think of, and they will get, if they can't answer your question immediately, they will get back to you very shortly.
All right. Thank you so much, Amy, for taking time to tell us a little bit about the fantastic treasure that we have right here in downtown Waterloo, and that is our public library. To obtain a library card, fill out a short application form and show staff members an ID containing your name and current address. There is no fee, and it will open up so many new worlds to you. So stay tuned. Much more going on in this great city, and we'll be right back.
Whether you like spin, aqua zumba, or insanity, you'll find your fix at the Cedar Valley Sportsplex. With a membership, you get access to over 50 specialty classes per week and state-of-the-art equipment. We focus on fulfilling the fitness goals for the whole family. For a limited time, all initiation fees are waived. If you're ready to work on wellness for less, join the family at Cedar Valley Sportsplex in downtown Waterloo today.
Welcome back. I'm always astounded when I contemplate the high-quality talent we have right here in Waterloo. And our next guest is an obviously example of this. And as a well-known co-anchor at KWWL, Amanda Goodman left broadcasting to have more time to spend with her husband and 4 children. She was hired at the Family and Children's Council following a national search that generated over 20 applicants. The council board president has said, after an extensive interview process with a number of highly qualified candidates, the board and staff stood unanimously behind Amanda. And to tell us about the Family and Children's Council is Amanda Goodman.
What a role reversal we have here.
The executive director.
How about that?
Welcome. I'm not understanding how I'm going to deal with this. Normally, I'm sitting on that side. You're throwing out some of the toughest questions a mayor would ever have to answer.
Thank you for that compliment.
So now it's my turn.
I think I'm ready for you. I think I'm ready here.
All right. But Amanda, the Family and Children's Council recently located to
316 West 5th.
West 5th Street. What prompted the move?
Well, I told you, and you were actually instrumental in this move. He really was. We wanted to be back down in the heart of the city because a central location where we could be
for the
for
city,
Mayor heart of the city, right? But we wanted to be down there because a central location, when you're fighting for children and fighting for their safety, you can't be hidden. And where we were before, we were hidden. So now people on the highway, people driving through downtown, they know where we are. They know that we're in there and we're fighting for children.
And a wonderful ribbon cutting as well. Over 100 people or so.
131 people.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, which shows you have a lot of support. And to actually make that move, you know, what type of support did you get to move to the new location?
We had a lot of volunteers who came from social media. I kind of put it out there. We need help. We're a nonprofit, and they just showed up in droves. I mean, Senator Jeff Danielson was the first one there. He was, you know, we put him to work. He did all the heavy lifting. But it was great. It's just to see that support and kind of the community just kind of embrace us. It was excellent.
And most of us know you as the anchor with Ron, but how did you end up at the FCC?
You know, I've always been an advocate for children. I did a lot, you know, with anti-bullying, and I wanted to be a voice for children. And one of those things where I sat there one night on the news, I'm like, what do I do? You know, I kind of wanted to get my hands dirty and get in the community and leave a mark. And I also wanted to get away from that schedule. I mean, I think I saw my kids for 15 minutes a day, and
talking about family and children.
Family and children, right? So I saw my kids for 15 minutes a day, and you know, every time I go home for dinner, for that 15 minutes, my son would always say, "Mom, do you have to go back to work? Do you have to go back to work?" And at some point, you know, I had to make a choice.
Right. And so the Family and Children's Council, for those that are not familiar, what do you actually do?
We help keep kids happy, healthy, safe, give every child a happy, healthy, safe childhood. Our biggest thing, we're in the schools with our sexual abuse prevention program. In Black Hawk County, before the age of 18, 1 in 5 children will be sexually abused. It's one of the highest in the state. One of the highest in the state. It's a huge problem, and if you think it's not happening in your neighborhood, you are delusional, really, because it's happening in every single neighborhood and every single school.
And the local chapter of Stand for the Silence, you were involved in that while you were an anchor.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
That's an anti-bullying initiative that was started by Kirk Smalley. His son killed himself after being bullied relentlessly as a young child. So when I came here, I wanted to form a local group here because it's a huge problem.
Right. And resources, you know, providing people and connecting them with adequate resources are absolutely important to strengthening families. But what are some of the resources that you provide?
At Family and Children's Council. Our resources, we're in the schools and we're talking about it's okay to use your voice. We're trying to empower kids. We're there to help parents as well. Every person wants to be a good parent, but sometimes we don't have the tools. So we're in homes and we're having parent education classes at our new office, especially showing people, you know, giving them the tools that they need to be a successful parent, because we all know there's no hood scarier than parenthood. I mean, really.
Right.
I mean,
Tell
really,
me
it's
about it.
it's tough. It's not easy, and you need help. And it's okay to say, hey, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better dad. Can you help me?
Yeah, I may need to call you
Okay.
according to my
We'll
children.
be there for you.
According to my children.
According to all of our
Daddy's
children,
too
right?
Tough.
Right.
Daddy's too tough.
That's right. Wow.
But thankful that there's an advocacy group right here in the Cedar Valley in our local community that's trying to strengthen families, because the stronger the families are, the more support that we're able to give helps to build up this entire community. So I love the focus of the Family and Children's Council. But you also have programs from child abuse prevention to child seats.
Right.
How can someone take advantage of these programs?
Well, if you're having a new baby, we're going to come visit you in either Covenant or in Allen Hospital. We're going to make sure you have all the resources you need, because life with a newborn is very tough. We're going to make sure that that newborn has a safe place to sleep and is being put in a car seat. And this is the thing. Did you know that 3 out of 4 car seats are installed incorrectly? I have 4 children. My youngest, when she was born, I brought her into the office. Our car seat technician's looking at me and she's fidgeting. I'm like, what's wrong? She said, she's in there wrong. If you were in a car accident, she would go sliding right through. And that was baby number 4. So we have car seat education. If you're in need of car seats, come to see if you're qualified with us. They're free for you. And then we give you the proper education that you need, because most kids are not in a car seat correctly.
So babies number 1, 2, and 3, don't be mad at mommy right now.
Don't be mad. I know. I'm sorry, kids. Mommy loves you, but I didn't know what I was doing apparently.
Fourth time is the charm.
Right.
And on another more serious note, have you found the No and Go Tell program to be successful?
Oh, absolutely. No Go Tell is part of our Take Charge of Your Body program, our sexual abuse prevention program in the schools. And as a matter of fact, 2 years ago, there was an incident at Clay Street Park in Cedar Falls where a gentleman who was later arrested, and he was just sentenced recently for luring children. He tried to approach 3 children at Clay Street Park in Cedar Falls, and they did just that. They yelled no, they ran off, and they told, and they said that they learned it from Glenda, who is our sexual abuse prevention coordinator.
And you work with women in prenatal?
Women in prenatal, that's
what
right.
About, and men too?
We can help you. We can help everybody. Everybody needs a little help. Yeah, we do. We make sure, because when you're pregnant and you don't know, I mean, you have all these things and you're going through so much, and we kind of just, we're there to help you vent a little bit.
So do you work with other local?
We collaborate with everybody. I mean, we work tightly with House of Hope. We do parent education classes at House of Hope, which we're excited tonight for their grand opening. We work with LSI, Operation Threshold, Dr. Berry, at Head Start. So we collaborate. We can't do it alone.
Right.
We cannot do it alone.
And you mentioned volunteers a little bit earlier, strong volunteering program. Can you use more?
We always need volunteers. We need more help in our schools to help keep our kids safe.
And how will people contact you?
You can just call me at 234-7600 or come and see our new building.
Absolutely.
You were there.
I was.
It's great, isn't it?
I was in the building, so I appreciate it.
You gave some tough questions today, sir.
I know. And Amanda, I want to thank you for stopping by and sharing your enthusiasm for the Family and Children's Council. And I was at the ribbon cutting, as we know, at the new location. And it was obvious that your staff is so excited about the move. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention some of the old business. You are an Emmy award-winning journalist who along with Ron Steele jointly took home the first place in the large market excellence in anchoring category at the Iowa Broadcasting News Association's award. And you and your colleagues won an Emmy for Best Newscast. Also, congratulations on winning an Emmy for False Alarm, an investigative report that looked into whether children know what to do when a home fire alarm goes off. So we wish you all the success and look forward to your return on Heart for the City in the future. So thanks again.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
We have a fantastic number of professionals and volunteers helping others in need in Waterloo. And to name a few, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Community Foundation, House of Hope, American Red Cross, Northeast Iowa Food Bank, Catholic Charities, Eastside Ministerial Alliance, Community Center, the Waterloo Jaycees, the Jesse Cosby Center, the Lions Club, the Waterloo Downtown Rotary, the Sunrise Exchange Club, and the Exchange Club of Waterloo. Wow, and the list is even more extensive, and Waterloo is certainly a city who cares.
There's a place that lies directly between where you've been and where you're going. It's the place in the middle, the place where your past and future connect. Hawkeye Community College is that place, connecting you to great faculty, engaged students, and four-year destinations like the University of Northern Iowa. Every masterpiece starts with a blank canvas, and every success story begins with an empty page. Start writing your story today. Hawkeye Community College. Connect.
Well, that's our show. We have an outstanding reference for entertainment, shopping, eating, sporting events, and other activities. And that is the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau award-winning website, travelwaterloo.com. The website is for visitors and everyone who lives in the area. So take a look. And there is so much going on. And the City of Waterloo, Iowa has created a fully integrated bicycle transportation system. We are a Blue Zone city and a bicycle-friendly city. So drivers respect your bicyclists, and bicyclists obey all traffic regulations, and I mean all. Everyone be courteous, be safe, and remember to tell others that Heart for the City episodes are available for viewing on the City of Waterloo homepage, and that's cityofwaterlooiowa.com. Also, be sure to like Heart for the City on Facebook. Please join us next time, and thanks for watching Heart for the City. Until then, I think you will agree, it's a great day to be in Waterloo.